my collegiate roommate, like, so I got thrown out of the dorms for throwing jelly. I've told that story 100 times. And when I came back, like, it wasn't planned out and all the good roommates were taken. So I just got an assigned roommate. And this dude was like 400 pounds.
Oh.
And like, he was really fat. He kept his side of the room pretty clean. But
did he stink?
No. And he didn't even eat a lot in front of me. Clearly he did, right? But if you lived with him, you wouldn't know why he was so fat. It's not like there were Hostess cupcakes like stacked to the ceiling or anything. It was all done on the sly. And I had a lot of problems with him. Well, okay, there were two issues. He had problems with me because I fucked Jackie like 10 times a week, and there was always like a sock on the fucking doorknob when he wanted to come back to the room.
In the room when he came in. We should ask him about the smell.
So he didn't like that about me. But what I didn't like about him is he didn't pay his half of the phone bill. Ooh. So like that was my big issue. And you know, like he couldn't get a job. He said he couldn't get a job because everybody's fat phobic. And I'm like, well, you got money for your gym membership that you're not using effectively. He's like, no, that's an investment, right? Once I lose weight, I'll be able to get a job. And then once I get a job, that it'll all make sense. And at some point it was like, I don't know. He thought he could beat me up, right? And I was like, bro, like, I work out 4 hours a day. And you can't walk up the stairs. Like, why do you think you would win this fight with me? And he's like, I'm a lot bigger than you are. And I'm like, this is not going to be good for you. But I had just gotten back into the dorms from being tossed out. Like, I'm not looking for this trouble.
Yeah.
But I swear on my soul, I was not afraid of him. Like, that's not what it was. And we weren't roommates the next semester. And he never paid his bill to me. And I'm glad I don't know him.
What a dickhead.
Like a chain of fat guys. I'm not looking for trouble. Hey, there you are, Woody.
What is
you're a tough guy, huh? Well, that's me who come around here. I'm not looking for a fight. Like Wolverine.
Well, you found one. Some ogre. Yeah.
You think your thighs are pretty big, huh?
I've always found I've never had to deal with an annoying fat person, or at least a person who was annoying because they were fat. In fact, I usually find a fatness to add a jovial, lighthearted quality to the individual, because they've been picked on a little bit throughout life. They've been called a fatty before, and they got a good sense of humor because of it. So fat people are usually pretty decent people. Women aren't people though, so
that all makes
that one
sense.
down.
Yeah.
This guy had no sense of like accountability. That was like at the core of everything he did. It wasn't his fault he was fat. It wasn't his fault he couldn't get a job. It wasn't his fault he had trouble with his grades. Nothing was his responsibility or his fault. He didn't cause any of these issues. He's just chronically unlucky. That is the core of everything about him.
My brother, my younger brother had a roommate. This was many, many years ago. And his roommate was also very, very heavy guy, like big fat guy. And it was that same situation where my brother would be like, yeah, I don't see him eat really. Like when I see him eat, it's like a normal thing, normal amount of food. And then like there was something going on, some event, and my brother had to leave for a weekend. And I guess he got back earlier than his roommate realized. And he said he came in and it was a shocking amount of pizza boxes. Like he's like, it's been like 3 days and there's like this, he must have been ordering pizza 2 times a day at different times, maybe 3 times a day sometimes, just pizza boxes all over the place.
Caught gooning.
He got caught gooning. Yeah, he got caught mid fucking feast and was like, oh no.
That's not what you think.
I've been found out.
Remember when Johnny Sack comes back early and catches his wife with that box of Twixes and shit?
Yes.
What happened to the Weight Watchers? You were gonna quit smoking.
This isn't about me.
My blood sugar got low. You know what you've done?
Is that a real thing that happens to people? I feel like Taylor's gonna know this. Like if you have a really bad diet for a long time, do you have blood sugar issues that other people don't?
Yeah.
Oh, I would guess
you get
so. Like
hypoglycemia.
if you like are constantly, especially eating a bunch of high sugar, like processed foods, You're going to train your body to be like expecting this regularly. And then if you go a while without it, I think that's why people with diabetes type 2, they go 8 hours with no sugar or anything. They're like dead, not actually dead, but like they're beat, they're lethargic, they're not doing anything. Their whole body's just like, where's that influx of sugar that we're so used to?
Made too much insulin and it ate all the sugar, so their energy levels drop out of nowhere, and you do get low. You get shaky and weak and like trembly, and you know it's bad. But that's easily solved by a solid diet after 3 or 4 weeks. Like genuinely, you'll change your metabolism in a month. Just eating, you know, fixing your blood sugar for sure in a month or 2. Yeah. I know I did. We monitored it as we did it.
It seems to be one of the easier things to do, where it's like, oh, blood sugar issues. Well, you're going to have to eat things that aren't necessarily fun for the next month, and then we're going to get this worked out. Unless maybe you're like 400 pounds and like you're deep in the hole, then it'll take longer. Even then, I don't know.
Like losing weight when you're 400 must be so like easy. That first 100 pounds or so it is almost no effort. It honestly, like I've lost from like 230 or whatever, and I've lost from like 210 several times. And it's like, fuck, my body really doesn't want to give up these 10 pounds. It kind of thinks it needs them. But if you're 400, your body's like, take it. It's fire sale. Everything must go. It would love to lose 10 or 20 pounds. It just liquefies that shit. When you're big, Taylor, is a lot of your eating big meals and poor meal choices, or do you night eat? Because I night eat.
For me, it's night eating, and I'd say mostly night eating, because even the big meals, like I love meat and protein. And so like, that's what I'm wolfing down. Like I'll have a ton of meat.
Yeah. I've never made a good food choice after 11 p.m.
Not once in my life, because like,
I'm not like, I got a hankering for carrots right now.
I've never had a hankering for some baby carrots. I do. I'm an American. I buy my baby carrots, and then I replace my rotten, unopened baby carrots with my new baby carrots. And what I'm really paying for is the fantasy that there will be a night that I'll go, it's baby carrot night, but it's never come, never will. But
That'll
yeah, when
my night over here,
and I'm like, I like sweets just fine. Like my grandma made a cake this past weekend. Had double chocolate sheet cake. I only had one piece, and it wasn't even a big piece, so I was proud of myself for that. But what I do is I want salty snacks. It was very moist. I want chips. Potato chips are the ideal. Give me potato chips or pretzels. And I just would want, and it's not even that I'm getting a craving that I want to eat. It's just like boredom eating, where it's like, all right, I'm a little stoned. I'm playing video games, or I'm watching a movie, or I'm just hanging out here. I'm just going to munch a little bit. And before you know that, like what feels like to me, which I know isn't a reasonable pace of munching, is actually a tremendous amount of empty calories, and you're never going to get full on Lay's. And so you can just keep going until like your tongue hurts from the amount of salt.
I've gotten up in the middle of the night starving and eaten Ritz and cheese, and just standing in front of the refrigerator, just nibbling off of the block of cheese and then eating a Ritz cracker like a zombie, like half awake. Like I'm half awake and half asleep during this. I'm zombie eating Ritz crackers and cheese. And then the next day, there's this shameful block of cheese with a giant bite taken out of it. There's no way to hide what I've done.
Dude, I will do that in the middle of the night. I can't have these little Baby Bell cheeses in my house anymore. I just can't. I'll like wake up in the middle of the night to, get a glass of water or something. And suddenly it's like, well, oh, single serve. Look at it. It's covered in wax. It's good for me. And then it's like, but I'm, wax meaning it's fancy. And so like, it's a fancy cheese for a fancy man. And I'll like quick unwrap 2 of those, eat those. The darkest days I had with nighttime eating was probably 5-6 years ago, when like for a 3-month period, I put on like actual weight over like this 3-month period, where I always had delicious creamy peanut butter in the house. And I was waking up in the middle of the night and like grabbing a water or something. Not every night, but enough nights to be damning. And I was just like eating a couple spoonfuls of every single night. Some big spoonfuls.
It's really good.
It's really, really good. And then like you like suck
no
it
milk?
down and you're like, no, I didn't have any milk at the time. I wasn't Jolly Maxing. I guess I was unknowingly. But I
Dude,
was
that
Jolly
one-
Maxing is my favorite term.
I did a little
Peanut butter and
Jolly
jelly
Max
is one of those
with
things
milk
that
or
you
something.
can turn PB&J from unhealthy to like a health food if you use the right jam and the right peanut butter powder.
Peanut butter powder.
Dick, what's your week?
My big problem is popcorn. Man,
What? Get the fuck out of here. My big problem is baby carrots. No one believes
popcorn
you.
are you eating?
No, you can
Wait, are
load
you getting the
popcorn
greasy
up
kind?
with shit, man. You can load it up with cheese powder and salt, and you can also make like what feels like, I don't know, an entire bean bag full of it. So like half the days I wake up with like this giant compressed mass of popcorn in my gut.
Yeah, it's nothing but fiber, and so it bloats you a little bit in your belly. But
Yeah.
are you buying like the kind you get from the store in bags where it has like coconut oil on it already, or are you popping it home? and
Bro,
adding butter.
I'm totally DIY. I'm doing mushroom
It grows the
kernels,
corn.
the finest, biggest mushroom kernels, coconut oil, and then some fucking Bondugal Farms
Can you
cheese
explain
powder.
mushroom kernels to me? Is that a brand?
It's a kind
Mushroom
of
kernels is a species of
Okay.
kernel. It's the very biggest juice. My popcorns pop like the size of a plum. You gotta bite, you gotta bite through it. You never
Zach,
seen
pull up
anything like
different kinds of popcorn.
Zach, show us a photograph of fictional fantasy popcorn.
No, he's right. I know exactly the style of pop you're talking about because I also have a popper.
A style
Yes.
of
It,
pop.
it does.
get the
It has a different
bag
look.
with
Have
the
you seen the
kernel
ones that
on it.
almost look, like the round ones that don't have all the stick out parts? It's like more like a cabbage almost.
No, mine's way
Extra
bigger
Extra
than
large
that.
mushroom. That one down
Way
there.
bigger.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Well, I have not found.
Mine's
An
probably
extra
mine's
large
like when
mushroom
when
that.
they're showing like the size of stars and planets, and it goes like, here's Beetlejuice. And then, like, here's arc, that mine's like that compared to this shit.
Orders of magnitude large.
It's off to the side and they have to rescale.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like that.
It's cool.
That popcorn looks like it would be the premier dessert popcorn. Whenever I go on,
It's a good
up
pop.
to-
It's a good crunch.
when you go to like Pigeon Forge, they have one of those, and at the beach they do this too. They have all the dessert popcorns, so they just smother them. My favorite one was the Elvis popcorn. It was peanut butter and banana and bacon popcorn.
Oh,
Do you know about his Jolly
Banana?
Mac? That's the Elvis sandwich. You don't know
I
about this?
know, but that doesn't need to be applied.
That man
to
knew how to
popcorn.
Jolly Max.
Respect.
yeah, that sounds good.